Well, welcome back, my fantastic artistic numismatic friends, to MasterTemple's Treasures. Now, have I got a little bit of a coin theory for you guys? Why is Kew Gardens so low minted, and why I think the 2020 Shield could be the next Kew Garden? Stick around and we'll delve into my mind and let's see how we get on.
A few weeks ago I made a 50p coin hunt video with the title, "Is this the new Kew Gardens 50p?" In this video I found a definitive Royal Shield 50p, but this one was dated 2020. After reading the comments in that video, I thought I would share my thoughts and go into further depth explaining my thought processes behind the claim. Remember, this is just my theory, I could be way off the mark, and if you have a theory about this, leave it in the comments. How could I compare this standard definitive 50p with a relatively high mintage to sit alongside the Kew Gardens 50p, the holy grail of coin collecting, which carries a premium price tag of £150 on the secondary market? I'll explain further in the video, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and if you get through the video and like it, give it a big old thumbs up. I also have channel memberships where you can get exclusive perks for 99p a month. Right, let's back to the coins. Firstly, let's have a look at the Kew Gardens 50p. Released in 2009, the somewhat iconic Kew Garden 50p was released to celebrate 250 years of Kew Gardens, the nation's most famous Royal Botanical Garden. The reverse design, created by Christopher Le Brun, features the famous Chinese pagoda at Kew, and it's been decorated with a leafy clamber entwining the tower. The obverse features the fourth portrait of our late Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley. The mintage figure for the Kew Gardens 50p is microscopic. I mean, it is tiny by comparison to its commemorative predecessors and successors, at a mind-blowing 210,000 minted. A few years earlier, in 2005, the Royal Mint released the Dictionary 50p, and it has an eye-watering 17,649,000 mintage figure, which is completely bonkers. So why is the Kew Garden 50p so low? Did the Royal Mint purposely issue a small amount of Kews just to up the ante among coin collectors? Well, no. To the Royal Mint, a coin is just a product of their production, and it's the Treasury that ask the Royal Mint to provide the country with an X amount of coins. British coin production has been in place with the Royal Mint for well over 1,000 years, firstly at the Tower of London, then at Tower Hill in London, and finally at Llantrisant in South Wales. Basically, a coin is made when a blank is pressed or hammered between two dies. These dies are skillfully crafted and are made from hardened metals. According to the Royal Mint, the blanks are fed into a coin press. The dies come together with the force of 60 tons of pressure and can strike 850 times per minute. Dies also have a lifespan, and the Royal Mint tour guide stated the last time I was there, they stated that they usually get around about 250,000 coins from one set of dies. Multiple dies of the same design will have been made, so when one die or one set of dies wears out, a new set can quickly be changed so not to hamper the production process. Pretty much like a tyre change on a Formula 1 race car. 250,000 coins from one set of dies, and the Kew has a mintage of 210,000. That's not even a full run of die striking. The tour guide also confirmed that all the Kews in circulation are from the same set of dies, but there is some debate about this. So let's go back to the year before the Kew Garden was released, 2008. A new definitive design had been released on our UK small change, the Royal Shield by Matt Dent. It's like a shitty jigsaw in my opinion, and when all the coins are formed together from 1p through to 50p, they make up the Royal Shield design. This new design replaced, amongst others, the historic and iconic Britannia on the 50p. In 2008, the mintage figure for the last run of Britannias was 3.5 million and the new shield design was 22,747,000. That new shield design just had to be out there, right? But something else happened in 2008, something pretty catastrophic. On the 15th of September 2008, one of the world's largest investment banks, Lehman Brothers, collapsed, sending shockwaves through the global financial system and beyond. The 2008 crash was the biggest jolt to the global financial system in almost a century, and it pushed the world's banking system towards the edge, and many other banks also collapsed. Within a few weeks, in late 2008, some of the world's biggest financial institutions went bankrupt, and 90 billion was wiped off the value of Britain's biggest companies in a single day. And there was even talk of cash machines running empty. There was a currency and banking crisis across the world, and it led to the deepest UK recession since World War II, with the rises of unemployment, debt and home repossessions. Young people experienced particularly high levels of job losses and unemployment. Some sources say that there was a scheduled 3.5 to 4 million Kew Garden 50p's set to hit the production presses, but with the bankers' crash rocking the financial world, the Treasury had no alternative but to pull the plug on several million commemorative coins being placed into circulation, and production promptly ceased with only 210,000 of these Kews already minted. So where does that leave the comparison with the 2020 Royal Shield? Well, a major crisis stopped the full production of Kew Garden 50p's, and I don't need to remind you all what happened in 2020. That's right, the world went into lockdown and the governments all across the globe hit the emergency stop button. When we were all allowed out, passing coins and banknotes from customer to shopkeeper could have the potential to spread the virus, and everywhere was almost exclusively card payment only. The government increased the wireless spending limit from £45 to £100 in a bid to halt the spread of COVID-19. Of course, now we're out of these restrictions, the country is once again in a bit of a crisis, the cost of living crisis, and is currently in recession.
What is happening to our country?
2022, according to the Royal Mint, some 46,540,375 2020 Royal Shield 50p's were minted for circulation. But let's back it up a year. In 2019, the same Royal Shield design, there was an absolutely mind-blowing amount put into circulation, some 122 million of these coins. Just watch any coin hunt on YouTube and these 2019 shields are absolutely everywhere. So when the world went into lockdown, no one using cash or coins, and an absolute fuck ton of 2019 shields, did the Treasury really need an extra 46 million more of these Shield 50p's in circulation? Let's add further to this. Coins can send a message en masse to the public, and they can even be used in propaganda, but that's for another video. Two coins that contain messages were also released in 2020, and the government definitely wanted the messages on the coins out there. Brexit and diversity, and both these coins have a plus 10 million mint mark. Maybe some or most of the 2020 Shield 50p's were not required for circulation after all. And it's not unheard of for the Royal Mint to revise their mintage figures. In 2016, the Royal Mint released the Great Fire of London £2 with an initial mintage figure of 5,135,000, only to be revised a few years later to 1,000,000 625,000. The difference of just over 3.5 million coins possibly melted down and struck again years later. Could the Royal Mint revise its 2020 Shield figures? Going back to 2009, and alongside the Kew Gardens 50p, there was a Royal Shield 50p that was also produced but was not put into circulation. It was just for sets, and only 108,816 were minted for these collector's sets. These shields would not enter circulation and are classed as NIFC, not intended for circulation. Now, over the last year, I've hunted through £15,000 worth of 50p's, that's 30,000 coins, and I've found 2 of these 2009 shields, these NIFC shields. That's crazy for a coin that's 14 years old and should not be in circulation. Additionally, I've only found 3 of the newer 2020 shields. As it stands, the 2020 shield is one of my rarest finds. And of course, this is just my theory. It could all be blown out of the water if there are some 45 million shields locked away in the Royal Mint's vaults ready to drop at any time. But I could be right, couldn't I? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, my fantastic friends. Thanks for watching, stay safe, happy days.